Friends, I want to speak to the dreamers, the seekers, and the believers, the ones who dare to imagine a life greater than the one they are living right now. You are here because you sense deep within that life holds more than mere existence. And you are right. Life was never meant to be endured. It was meant to be created. Everything begins in the mind. The world you see around you is not built of stone, steel, or circumstance. It is built of thought. Every towering success began as a whisper of belief in someone's mind. But here's the truth most people never discover. Thought alone is not enough. It must be charged with purpose and driven by faith. If you wish to change your life, begin by asking yourself one question: what do I truly want? The moment your heart gives you a definite answer, the universe begins to move. People without purpose drift like leaves in the wind, blown by every challenge, every doubt. But those who possess a clear aim become unstoppable. The world may resist them, but eventually it yields. Faith is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. You cannot see success before it happens, but you must believe in it as though it has already come. Faith is not passive, it is power. It whispers to your mind when fear tries to shout you down, keep going. You are closer than you think. And yes, obstacles will come. Every mountain you face is simply asking, how much do you want what you say you desire? If you quit, you never truly wanted it. But if you persist, if you press forward when the world calls you foolish, you will discover something miraculous. Every difficulty contains within it the seed of its own reward. No one climbs alone. Every great achievement is the result of a mastermind, a union of minds working toward one burning purpose. Seek those who lift you higher. Align yourself with people who believe in vision, not limitation, in faith, not fear. Together, your power multiplies. And finally, act. The world rewards action, not intention. Thoughts are the blueprints, but action is the builder. The universe does not pay for ideas kept in notebooks. It rewards those who move toward their dreams with boldness and persistence. So tonight, I ask you, will you remain where you are, or will you rise? The moment you decide, truly decide, to think with purpose, to act with faith, and to persist without fear, your life will begin to change. Not next month, not tomorrow, but now, because you already possess the greatest power in existence, the power of your own mind. Use it wisely, and the world will bend to meet your will. My friends, I want to speak to the dreamers, the seekers, and the believers, the ones who dare to imagine a life greater than the one they are living right now. You are here because something deep within you whispers that life is not merely about survival. You sense that there is a deeper current running through existence, waiting for you to step into it. You are right. Life was never designed to be a burden. It was designed to be a creation, a masterpiece sculpted by your own mind, your faith, and your persistence. Everything you see in this world, every invention, every empire, every transformation, began as a single thought in the mind of someone who refused to let go of their vision. The skyscraper was once an idea on a piece of paper. The light bulb was once a dream laughed at by skeptics. The airplane was once an impossible fantasy. Every miracle that has ever reshaped humanity began with one person daring to think differently. But here is the truth that separates the few who succeed from the many who drift. Thought by itself is only potential. To bring it to life, you must add faith, purpose, and relentless action. If you want to change your life, the first step is clarity. Most people wander through life with no definite goal, reacting to circumstances instead of directing them. They wake up each morning without a mission, and therefore life hands them whatever scraps are left. But the moment you decide, truly decide what you want, something extraordinary happens. The world begins to rearrange itself in your favor. You start to attract people, opportunities, and circumstances that align with your vision. A person with a definite purpose is a force of nature. They do not wait for permission. They command destiny itself. But purpose alone is not enough. You must believe in that purpose with unshakable faith. Faith is the invisible bridge between where you are and where you wish to be. You cannot always see the end of the road, but faith tells you to take the next step anyway. It is easy to believe when life is kind, when doors open easily, when success seems certain. But true faith is born in the darkness, when you can't see the path ahead and yet keep walking, trusting that your vision is real even when no one else sees it. Faith whispers to you in your quiet moments of doubt, saying, "Keep going, you are closer than you think." And then come the trials, the obstacles, the nights when you question everything. Every great dream will be tested by difficulty. Every mountain will ask, "How much do you truly want what you say you desire?" Those who quit never wanted it badly enough, but those who persist, those who keep pushing when others would have turned back, discover something miraculous, that within every difficulty lies the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Adversity is not the enemy. It is the refining fire that strengthens the soul and sharpens the mind. Without resistance, there can be no growth. Without challenge, there can be no triumph. You were never meant to climb alone. Every person who has achieved greatness stood upon the shoulders of others who shared their vision. The principle of the mastermind is simple but powerful. When two or more minds unite in harmony toward a common goal, a new, greater mind is formed. Seek the company of those who challenge you to rise, who see your potential even when you falter, who speak life into your dreams rather than doubt. Isolation breeds weakness, but collaboration multiplies strength. The right people can accelerate your journey in ways you could never achieve alone. And yet, even with purpose, faith, and allies, nothing changes until you act. Thoughts are the blueprints, action is the builder. Dreams mean nothing until you take the first bold step. You may stumble, you may fail, you may fall flat on your face more than once. But every step you take in the direction of your dream ignites something powerful within you, the realization that you are not powerless. The universe responds to movement. The moment you act, doors begin to open, connections begin to form, and momentum begins to grow. Success is not a sudden explosion. It is the quiet accumulation of consistent, determined action taken day after day. Your mind is a magnet. Whatever thoughts dominate your consciousness will draw their equivalent into your life. If you think of fear, you attract fear. If you think of failure, you attract failure. But if you think of abundance, of courage, of victory, then that is what will come. You cannot plant seeds of doubt and expect a harvest of success. Your subconscious mind listens to every word you say, every belief you hold, every image you focus upon. Train it to see what you want, not what you fear. When your mind and your faith align, your outer world must eventually reflect that inner reality. You were not born to drift. You were not born to live small or to settle for mediocrity. Within you lies a force that can bend circumstances to your will. But that power will remain dormant until you choose to use it. Life will test you, yes. It will demand that you prove how badly you want what you dream. But if you stand firm in faith, if you act with purpose, and if you persist through every storm, there is nothing in this world that can deny you what you have envisioned. So I ask you now, what will you do with this moment? Will you let another day slip away in hesitation and fear, or will you rise and claim the life that is waiting for you? The world does not belong to the timid, it belongs to the bold. The only limits that exist are the ones you accept in your mind. Change your thoughts and you change your destiny. Believe with every fiber of your being that your dreams are not fantasies. They are possibilities waiting for you to act upon them. And when you finally step into that higher version of yourself, when you look back on all the trials and realize they were only stepping stones to your greatness, you will understand the timeless truth that governs all achievement, the power of thought. My friends, I want to speak to the dreamers, the seekers, and the believers, the ones who dare to imagine a life greater than the one they are living right now. You are here because somewhere deep within you, there's a whisper, a voice that tells you that life holds more than what you see before you. That whisper is not wrong. It's the echo of your potential calling you to rise, to move beyond fear, beyond doubt, beyond the limits that you or others have placed upon you. Life was never designed to be endured. It was meant to be created, shaped, and molded by the power of your own thoughts. Everything begins in the mind. Look around you. Every invention, every skyscraper, every piece of progress began as a single thought in someone's mind. Thoughts are the seeds from which all reality grows. But here lies the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. Successful people do not merely think, they think with purpose. They understand that the mind, when directed by a clear vision, becomes a magnet for opportunity. When you hold a definite idea in your heart, the universe conspires to make it real. The thoughts you allow to dominate your mind shape your destiny. So guard your thoughts carefully, for they are the architects of your future. Ask yourself, what do I truly want from life? That question is the beginning of all greatness. Most people never answer it. They drift through life reacting instead of creating, waiting instead of acting. But the moment you discover your definite purpose, the fog clears. Suddenly, you are no longer walking aimlessly. You are walking towards something. And that single direction gives your life power, meaning, and momentum. The person who knows what they want attracts what they need, while the one who has no aim attracts confusion and frustration. Faith is the unseen force that connects thought to reality. You cannot see faith, but you can feel it. It is the quiet assurance that even though the road is dark, there is light ahead. Faith says, I will succeed long before evidence appears. It's not blind optimism, it's trust in the laws of cause and effect. When you think positively, act decisively, and persist faithfully, the results must eventually match the effort. Faith is what keeps you moving when logic says stop. It's what allows you to smile through storms, to keep building even when no one else sees the foundation you're laying. But know this, faith without persistence is powerless. The world tests those who declare their goals. Every obstacle is a question asking, how much do you really want it? Most people give up at the first sign of resistance, not realizing that persistence is the proof of belief. The path to success is not a straight line. It is a winding road filled with trials that shape you into the person capable of holding the reward. Each failure is not a stop sign. It is a lesson, a teacher, a step forward in disguise. Those who persist through pain, disappointment, and doubt are the ones who eventually rise above the rest. No great mind ever worked alone. Behind every extraordinary achievement is a network of thinkers, dreamers, and believers united in purpose. This is the mastermind principle. The idea that when two or more minds come together in harmony, they create a third invisible force of power far greater than the sum of their parts. Surround yourself with people who lift you higher, who challenge your thinking, who push you toward your best self. Avoid those who speak only of limitation, for they will chain your imagination. When you align with others who share your vision, you multiply your strength and accelerate your success. And yet, all the thought, faith, and teamwork in the world will mean nothing without one essential ingredient: action. The universe rewards movement. It does not respond to intentions alone, but to action born of belief. Thoughts are the blueprints, but action is the builder. Too many people wait for the perfect moment, not realizing that perfection is born from movement. When you take consistent steps, even small ones, you create momentum, and momentum is unstoppable. Every great journey began not with confidence, but with the courage to take one uncertain step forward. Your subconscious mind listens to every thought, every word you speak, and every feeling you entertain. It acts upon the instructions you give it, whether those instructions serve you or destroy you. When you repeatedly tell yourself that you are capable, worthy, and destined for greatness, your mind begins to believe it. And when your mind believes it, your actions follow. The reverse is also true. If you feed your mind fear, doubt, and failure, it will create conditions to match. You are always programming your subconscious. Make sure you are programming it with power. Life will not always be kind. You will be misunderstood, criticized, and at times even ridiculed for daring to believe differently. But remember, every person who changed the world was once told that they were foolish. What separates the few who rise from the many who settle is this: they refuse to stop. They choose faith over fear, purpose over comfort, and persistence over surrender. The moment you decide that quitting is no longer an option, life begins to rearrange itself in your favor. So, my friend, if you take nothing else from these words, take this: you are the master of your destiny, the captain of your soul. The power to transform your life does not lie in chance or circumstance. It lies in your thoughts, your faith, your persistence, your associations, and above all, your action. You are capable of far more than you've ever imagined, but only when you decide to move with unwavering clarity toward a single goal. That is the beginning of all achievement, the essence of all greatness, the truth that will change how you see life forever. My friends, life is not a series of coincidences. It is a reflection of our thoughts, our beliefs, and the power that we dare to claim as our own. Everything that ever was or ever will be begins in the mind. The mind is both the sculptor and the clay. It shapes, it molds, it builds the world around us from the blueprint of our imagination. Whatever you see in your life today, good or bad, was once a thought, a whisper, a spark that became reality. The tragedy is not that people lack ability, but that they lack vision. They drift without a clear destination, waiting for fortune to favor them. But life does not favor the drifter. It bows to those who decide, who fix their purpose and move toward it with unshakable faith. Definiteness of purpose is the starting point of all achievement. You must know beyond doubt what you want. A man without purpose is like a ship without a rudder, tossed by every wave and lost in every storm. But when you know where you are going, every event, every failure, every delay becomes part of the plan that leads you there. The mind, once directed by a definite purpose, gathers unseen forces to your aid. People, opportunities, and circumstances will appear as if summoned by your determination. But the world will not move until you do. Decide what you want and commit to it as though your life depends on it, for in truth it does. Then believe. Believe when no one else does. Believe when evidence seems to vanish. Faith is the unseen power that binds the dream to reality. It is not wishful thinking nor blind hope. It is the inner certainty that what you seek already exists, waiting for your persistence to uncover it. Faith is the hand that reaches into the invisible and pulls the impossible into form. When you believe, truly believe, every doubt becomes a stepping stone. The skeptic says, "I will believe when I see." The Creator says, "I will see because I believe." That is the difference between existing and living. Yet faith alone is not enough. You will be tested again and again. Adversity will come not to break you, but to measure your desire. Every obstacle is a question from life itself. How much do you want this? Those who shrink from hardship never discover the depth of their potential. But those who rise in the face of defeat, who turn rejection into fuel and pain into power, become unstoppable. Persistence is the bridge between desire and success. It is the invisible force that makes the impossible inevitable. Remember, the darkest hour always comes before the dawn. Hold on one moment longer than your fear tells you to quit, and you will find that victory was waiting just beyond your resistance. No one succeeds alone. Every great achievement is born from collaboration, a harmony of minds united by a common purpose. When two or more minds come together, believing in the same vision, a new power is formed, greater than the sum of its parts. This is the mastermind principle, that unity multiplies energy. Surround yourself with those who believe, those who dream, those who challenge you to rise higher. The company you keep will either lift you toward your destiny or chain you to your past. Choose wisely. For no man climbs a mountain surrounded by those who insist it cannot be done. Understand, too, that your subconscious mind is the silent architect of your destiny. It listens to every word, every thought, every belief you feed it, and it obeys without question. If you dwell on fear, it manifests circumstances that confirm your fear. If you dwell on abundance, it attracts the means to create it. The subconscious does not distinguish between truth and falsehood. It acts on repetition and emotion. Speak life into your vision. Speak confidence into your soul. Each affirmation plants a seed, and in time your reality becomes the garden of your thoughts. You cannot harvest peace from thoughts of chaos, nor abundance from thoughts of lack. Guard your mind as the sacred soil from which your future grows. And finally, act. The world rewards the doer, not the dreamer. Thoughts are the seed, but only action brings fruit. Too many people wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect conditions. But the truth is, perfection never comes. The moment you take the first step, life rearranges itself around your movement. Action creates momentum, and momentum creates miracles. Every step you take with faith is a declaration that you believe in your power. You may stumble, you may fall, but each fall teaches you how to rise stronger. The path to greatness is not straight. It is carved by those who refuse to stand still. So, my friends, if you wish to change your life, start today. Think deliberately, decide firmly, believe deeply, persist endlessly, surround yourself with those who uplift you, and act boldly toward your dream. The power to shape your life is already within you. You need not wait for permission or miracles. They are already inside your mind, waiting to be awakened. The greatest riches are not found in gold or possessions, but in the realization that your thoughts, guided by faith, can transform every circumstance. The moment you claim that truth, you become the master of your destiny and the author of your own success story. Everything begins in the mind, and everything is sustained by one eternal truth: faith as the foundation. My friends, I want to speak to that quiet, restless voice within you, the one that whispers in moments of stillness, "There's more to life than this." It is the call of your own potential, the part of you that knows you were not placed here merely to survive, but to create, to build, and to become. You see, every great transformation begins not in the world around us, but within the world of thought. The greatest power ever given to humankind is the power to think. What you consistently hold in your mind, you will eventually hold in your hands. Thought is the origin of every achievement, every invention, and every revolution of the human spirit. But thought, unshaped by purpose, drifts like smoke in the wind. You must first define what you desire. A clear, definite purpose is the compass that turns dreams into direction. The majority of people wander through life uncertain, hoping for something better without knowing what that something truly is. Yet those who stand firm in their vision, who know exactly what they want and why they want it, become unstoppable. When your purpose is clear, the mind organizes itself around it. Circumstances begin to shift. People, resources, and opportunities align as though drawn by an unseen hand. But this happens only when your intention burns brightly enough to pierce through the fog of doubt. Now, let us speak of faith, the invisible bridge between desire and reality. Faith is not mere belief. It is a state of mind that refuses to acknowledge impossibility. It is that inner certainty that whispers, even when the night is darkest, "Keep going." Every person who has achieved greatness has carried within them this invisible force. Faith transforms hesitation into courage, uncertainty into strength. It does not demand that you see the entire path. It only asks that you take the next step, trusting that the ground will appear beneath your feet. And yet, life will test that faith. Obstacles are inevitable, but they are not sent to destroy you. They are sent to prepare you. Every challenge conceals a lesson. Every setback hides a seed of growth. The question is never, will I face adversity, but rather, will I persist through it? The truth is, those who quit never discover how close they were to victory. The road to success is often disguised as hardship, because only those who truly desire the goal will continue walking it. When you feel like giving up, remember that persistence is not about strength. It's about endurance. Even the smallest step forward keeps the dream alive. But no one climbs to greatness alone. The power of the mastermind, a harmony of minds united by a common vision, is among the most powerful forces on earth. When you surround yourself with people who believe in you, who share your hunger for progress, you multiply your own potential. Great minds do not compete. They collaborate. The energy of one determined soul can inspire another, and together they create momentum that cannot be stopped. Seek out those who challenge you to think bigger, dream deeper, and act bolder. You must also learn to harness the hidden machinery of your own mind, the subconscious. It never sleeps, never questions, and never judges. Whatever thoughts you impress upon it, whether of failure or success, it accepts as truth. Feed it with visions of abundance, confidence, and gratitude, and it will guide your actions toward their fulfillment. But fill it with fear, self-doubt, or resentment, and it will manifest those as well. You are always programming your mind. The only question is with what? Yet thought and faith mean little without action. Ideas, no matter how brilliant, are powerless until acted upon. The world does not reward intention. It rewards execution. Every great builder, artist, and innovator understood that action is the bridge between imagination and reality. Do not wait for the perfect moment. It will never come. Begin now with what you have, where you are. The act of moving forward attracts clarity and opportunity. The more you do, the more you become capable of doing. And so, my friends, the secret is simple, though not easy. Think with purpose, believe without doubt, act with courage, and persist without end. The mind is the most powerful instrument ever created. It can raise you to heights unimaginable or confine you in invisible chains. The choice is always yours. You were not born to be average. You were born to create, to lead, and to inspire. The limitations you see are not the boundaries of life, but the boundaries of your own belief. The moment you decide to master your thoughts, to shape your destiny with intention and faith, the universe begins to conspire in your favor. Your life transforms not when circumstances change, but when your mindset changes. For the person who thinks in terms of abundance will never live in lack. The person who acts in faith will never remain in darkness. So let this be the turning point. Refuse to be discouraged by failure. Refuse to surrender your dream to fear. The heights of success are reached not by those who never fall, but by those who rise every time they do. The world does not need more doubters or critics. It needs more believers, builders, and dreamers who refuse to quit. You possess within you the same power that has lifted humanity from ignorance to enlightenment, from despair to triumph. It is not outside you, it is within you, waiting to be awakened by a single decision to persist no matter what. For the truth that defines all greatness is this: persistence through adversity. My friends, life is not a random sequence of events. It is the unfolding of thought. Every victory, every failure, every step you take is first conceived in the workshop of the mind. The world you see around you was once invisible, living only in the imaginations of those bold enough to dream it into existence. If you could understand the power of a single thought, you would never again think carelessly. Thought is the foundation of destiny. You are not the victim of circumstance, you are the architect of it. The mind, when directed with purpose and faith, becomes a magnet that attracts the exact conditions needed to bring any vision into reality. But purpose is the key that turns potential into power. A man or woman without a definite aim drifts through life like a ship without a compass, busy yet going nowhere. Decide what you truly want, and the world begins to rearrange itself around your decision. There is a mysterious energy that moves when the heart and mind align toward a single goal. Clarity of purpose ignites the will to act. The moment you decide with conviction, unseen hands begin to guide you. The universe responds to definiteness. It does not serve the uncertain. Faith is the bridge between the world you see and the one you wish to create. You must believe in your vision when there is no proof of its possibility. Faith is not hoping, it is knowing. It is the calm assurance that the power within you is greater than any circumstance around you. When you hold faith in your heart, the impossible begins to lose its meaning. The mountain before you is not a barrier, it is a mirror, reflecting the strength of your belief. Every great achievement, every invention, every success began with faith. Faith in the self, faith in the purpose, faith in the unseen. Yet life will test that faith. Adversity will knock on your door not to destroy you, but to ask, how much do you truly want what you say you desire? Every obstacle is a question disguised as hardship. The weak will see defeat and turn away. The strong will rise, dust themselves off, and continue forward. Persistence is the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. You may fail many times, but you are not a failure until you quit. Each setback is a stepping stone, each struggle a refining fire. The person who keeps moving, even when the path is unclear, eventually arrives at greatness. No one reaches the summit alone. The greatest minds understood that power multiplies through connection. When two or more people come together in harmony, united by a shared vision, their collective energy becomes unstoppable. Ideas spark faster, courage deepens, and possibility expands. This is the invisible force of collaboration, the blending of minds that births miracles. Choose carefully those who walk beside you, for their thoughts will shape your own. Surround yourself with those who see the greatness in you. Even when you falter, their belief will feed your faith. Your subconscious mind is a silent worker, always listening, always responding to the thoughts you plant within it. It does not judge, it obeys. If you fill it with fear, it will create reasons to be afraid. If you fill it with purpose, it will build bridges where none seem to exist. Speak to your mind as a commander speaks to his army, with clarity, confidence, and vision. The thoughts you repeat daily are blueprints for your future. Guard them, nurture them. Let no negative seed take root, for what grows in your mind will one day appear in your life. And finally, act. Thought without action is a wish. The world does not reward intentions, it rewards effort. Every idea must find expression in motion. Act with courage even when you are uncertain. The habit of decisive action builds momentum, and momentum conquers fear. You may not see the entire staircase, but take the first step. Every master was once a beginner who refused to stop moving. Life bends to those who act with faith, who persist through trial, and who hold fast to a vision greater than their doubts. The time for hesitation is over. The moment for transformation is now. Decide who you want to become and move toward it with unwavering faith. Let no fear, no doubt, no failure stop you, for within you lies the greatest force in existence, the power to think, to believe, and to act. That power can turn dreams into destiny, thoughts into things, and purpose into prosperity. Remember, your mind is the starting point of all achievement. Guard it, feed it, train it. Because when you align your thoughts, your faith, your persistence, and your action, there is no mountain too high, no dream too distant, no challenge too great. Life will not happen to you. It will respond to you. The mastermind principle. My friends, I want to speak to the dreamers, the seekers, and the believers, the ones who sense deep within that life was meant to be more than survival. You are here because something in you knows there is more to living than the routine of existence. You feel the pulse of possibility beating against the walls of your mind. And that feeling is not random. It is the whisper of your higher potential calling out to you. Everything in life begins with a single thought. Look around you. The buildings, the inventions, the stories, the movements. Each began in the mind of someone who dared to think differently. The power to create, to transform, to achieve, it all starts with what you choose to believe. Your thoughts are the architects of your destiny. But thought alone is not enough. It must be infused with emotion, with faith, and with an unwavering purpose. Without direction, the greatest ideas remain dormant dreams. If you wish to change your life, the first step is clarity. Ask yourself, what do I truly want? Not what others want for you, not what society tells you to pursue, but what your soul burns for. Because the moment you define your purpose, your mind begins to align everything around it. People without a clear aim drift through life like ships without a compass, pulled by every current of distraction and doubt. But the person who knows what they want is like a magnet to opportunity. Life has a strange way of rearranging itself in favor of the determined. Faith, my friends, is the unseen bridge between the impossible and the inevitable. You cannot see success before it happens, but you must believe in it with such conviction that doubt has no room to breathe. Faith is not a quiet wish. It is a burning certainty. It tells you to move forward when everything around you screams to turn back. Faith is the inner voice that says, it's already done, even when your eyes see no evidence of it. When you cultivate that kind of belief, you awaken a force that moves mountains. Understand this, every great success story was once a story of persistence. The road to greatness is not smooth, it is paved with rejection, failure, and moments of despair. But the difference between those who rise and those who remain lies in persistence. When life tests you, and it will, it is not to punish you, but to reveal how much you truly desire your dream. The one who endures when it's hardest, who continues to fight when others have surrendered, discovers a truth most never learn. Every setback is simply preparation for a greater comeback, but no one reaches their highest potential alone. Every visionary, every leader, every inventor who changed the course of history was surrounded by people who shared their passion, their drive, and their faith. That is the power of the mastermind, the gathering of like-minded minds united by a single purpose. When you align yourself with those who challenge you to think bigger, who inspire you to grow, and who push you toward your vision, your strength multiplies. Together, you create momentum that no obstacle can withstand. Still, thought and faith are meaningless without movement. Action is the lifeblood of success. The world doesn't reward wishes, it rewards work. Too many dreamers remain trapped in the realm of intention, waiting for the perfect moment to begin. But there is no perfect moment, only now. The moment you act, the universe responds. The moment you move toward your dream, opportunities begin to appear that were invisible before. Life does not give to those who wait. It gives to those who act with courage, with persistence, and with purpose. So ask yourself, are you living as the master of your thoughts or as their prisoner? Do you wake up with purpose, or do you drift through your days reacting to circumstances? The quality of your life will always reflect the quality of your thinking. Your mind is the most powerful tool ever created, yet most people never learn to use it consciously. They let fear, doubt, and negativity shape their reality. But you have the choice to take hold of your mind, to guide it, to fill it with thoughts that uplift, empower, and direct your energy towards success. You see, the secret of transformation lies not in changing your environment, but in changing your mind. When you alter your inner world, your outer world rearranges itself to match it. The person who says, "I can," and the one who says, "I can't," are both right. For the subconscious mind obeys whatever command it receives. The law of life is simple. Whatever you think, feel, and believe deeply, you become. Every action, every achievement, every failure begins with a single dominant thought impressed upon your subconscious mind. That hidden part of you, the one that beats your heart, that breathes while you sleep, that governs your instincts, is the key to everything you desire. When you plant an idea there with conviction and nourish it with emotion and repetition, it becomes reality. The subconscious cannot distinguish between what is imagined and what is real. It simply acts upon what you feed it most often. So feed it faith, feed it vision, feed it gratitude. Refuse to dwell on failure, fear, or limitation. The mind, once trained, becomes a magnet for abundance, joy, and success. You are not a victim of chance. You are a creator of circumstance. You hold in your mind the blueprint of the life you wish to live. And so I leave you with this truth. You are not waiting for life to change. Life is waiting for you to change. The moment you master your thoughts, clarify your purpose, and act with faith, you will see the world respond in ways you once called miracles. But they are not miracles. They are laws, faithfully obeying the energy you project. Your destiny is not written by fate. It is written by you. Every thought, every belief, every decision you make adds another line to that script. Choose wisely, think powerfully, live intentionally, because the greatest secret of all is not out there in the world, it is within you waiting to be awakened. The subconscious connection. My friends, I want to speak to the dreamers, the doers, and those who refuse to let life remain ordinary. Somewhere deep within you lies a voice that whispers, there is more. More to see, more to become, more to create. That voice is not your imagination. It is your calling. Life in its purest form was never designed for mere survival. It was designed for growth, creation, and purpose. Everything you have ever admired, every invention, every empire, every story of triumph began with a single thought in the mind of someone who dared to believe. Your thoughts are seeds. Each one carries the potential to shape the reality you live in. You are the architect of your destiny, building each day with the materials of your imagination and the tools of your belief. If you think small, your life will shrink to fit the limits of your thoughts. But when you think with courage, with faith, and with vision, the world expands to meet your imagination. Understand this: your circumstances do not define you. Your mindset does. What you hold in your mind, you hold in your hand sooner or later. But to think is not enough. You must know what you are thinking for. The world bends only to those who have a clear and definite purpose. Most people drift through life, hoping for something better, but never defining what better means to them. They chase distractions, not direction. Yet those who find their purpose, those who decide exactly what they want, become magnetic. They attract people, opportunities, and resources aligned with their aim. The moment you decide with clarity, life begins to organize itself around that decision. Faith then becomes your bridge. It is the unseen power that connects the thought in your mind to the reality you wish to create. Faith does not demand proof, it creates it. When you believe without doubt, when you hold your vision even in darkness, you activate forces far greater than logic. It is easy to believe when all things go well. But true faith is tested in the silence, when results have not yet shown, when doors remain closed, when the road feels endless. In those moments, faith whispers, keep going. Adversity will come, and when it does, remember this: obstacles are not stop signs, they are questions. They ask, how much do you truly want what you say you desire?